What do you think the State Department spends a lot of time on? They have analysts, right?
About 5 or 6 years ago, David Shanzer and I came up with the idea of hosting senior military officers to to talk about some of the problems that the military and the country were facing. And we decided that the program would be called the Counterterrorism and Public Policy Fellowship Program. So we called military leaders at the highest levels and asked them to send us their very best officers instead of sending them to the war colleges, so that we could challenge them, we could mentor their research, and perhaps we could strip away some of their predispositions that they get while serving in the military for an extended period of time.
So the first day of class, I walked into school, and I sat down there, and I swore I thought half the students thought I was the teacher. All right? So it's actually really humbling to be in this academic environment, to see different points of view, the way we discuss things like risk and balance. It's refreshing to hear in contrast to the typical military way we do things.
What's it like going from that military mindset to back to a college setting, back to writing papers, reading research papers?
I think it's a lot about slowing down and getting all the way back to basics. You know, over time, I've kind of built up some biases based on my experiences, and getting back to academia, we have to really let that go.
Bringing the officer to a university like Duke enables us to make sure that we have a wider view of the potential questions and even answers to some of the situations that we may have that kind of go outside of the military spectrum and can go to you know, any other type of field or answer.
Obviously there are myths on both sides. Military folks have some expectations and perceptions about the way in which a civilian advisor or policymaker would act or react, and I think the same is true on the other side. And this, I think, helps bridge that gap. And it is one of the main reasons that the Army sends us here.
By virtue of this program, the students get to sit next to very seasoned practitioners, people who've been to Syria, who've dealt with the Kurds, who've been to Iraq and Afghanistan. And what the fellows get is seeing these incredibly bright, articulate students who have a passion for learning, who have great energy, and who want to contribute to the world, which is very reassuring to them.
This is just another aspect of being able to interact with, you know, the future leaders of America and those people that are going to go on and hopefully do great and wonderful things for our country. And they do bring a unique insight and a unique perspective and a unique way of looking at problems that some of us old-timers probably haven't thought of. So that's kind of what I enjoy.
The practicality aspect. So we'll be talking about something in class and they'll bring up an example of what they've experienced, whether that be in a foreign country or, you know, working with other military leaders around there.
What was the first thing that you found out about the fellows that defied your expectation before you would have met any of us?
Ooh, that's a good question. Y'all are living a real life kind of day-to-day. You have a family and there's a lot of different things, as where a lot of us are just college students and that's kind of our occupation. So I think it's a unique dynamic to have people who are living that real life, have gone and had those experiences, and then also people who don't necessarily have those practical experiences yet and have just been doing the theory side of things.